So I was thinking to myself last night, and I thought, why am I not using the green screen for these Rick and Morty reviews? I mean, seriously, it's kind of silly that I'm not using it. I mean, seriously, this thing sits in my office half time, not even half time, all the time. I mean, this thing is pretty huge, and I don't like taking it down because it's a pain in the ass to take down. So I leave it just sitting up all the time, and whenever I need to, I just pull the curtain back when I'm not using it, or when I'm using it, I just pull the curtain forward when I am using it. Yeah, but if I want a full body shot, I'm going to take the whole thing down, take it downstairs in my kitchen where there's enough room so I can get a full body shot. It's a pain in the ass, so that's why it's mostly up here a lot of the time. Sometimes I'll take it downstairs, like I said, but still, mostly up here a lot of times. So yeah, it's kind of silly that I'm not using it. So we're using it now for these Rick and Morty reviews instead of my bedroom, sitting on my bed in front of that blank wall there and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, so here we are, Rick and Morty, Season 3, Episode 4. We are here, reviewing it now. Action-packed, Rick Mortic, Rick, action-packed, shit. That's why we don't film on the green screen, apparently, now. That's why we never filmed on previous episodes. Great. This is great. Look at my arms float. It's weird magic science crap. Yay. Okay, this is shit. Alberto, cut the footage! We're not filming here anymore!
Tastes bad.
Quick little update here about this little blank wall here, though. I am planning on having some posters here. I'm going to put a bunch of cool and awesome posters here so it's not just a blank red wall. There, just have a cool background so I can sit here and film stuff. It will look cool, I'm hoping. So, yeah, that's just random. So, yeah, I'm going to have some cool posters, like maybe some Marvel, DC, maybe Star Wars. Don't know what else could be here, but some cool stuff to have in the background there while I'm not just sitting from this blank red background. So, yeah, that's going to happen at some point. On a unrelated note, look at this awesome photo of me. Look at it. Can you see it? Don't I look just amazing? Like, I look just so cool. You should go to my Instagram and like it. It's pretty freaking dope. Got like 26 likes so far, and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. Back up business here after those two random tangents. Rick and Morty Season 3, Episode 4, The Vindicators Strike. What was it? Vindicators 3, The Return of World Ender. That's the episode. I did not forget it. I did forget it. It's on my phone because I'm bad at that stuff, so yeah. Now, this episode, of course, takes some inspiration from the Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, or just superheroes in general, but it's very clearly the Guardians of the Galaxy, as every member of the Vindicators basically look like the Guardians, and just, they look like the Guardians of the Galaxy, basically what I'm saying, so there's my point. Now, this episode implies that this is the third time we've seen the Vindicators in the show. Not really, not the case at all. This is only the first time we've seen the Vindicators in the whole show entirely. There's never Vindicators 1 or 2. It happened off-screen on the show, so we missed that all. So this is the third one and stuff. But anyway, so yes. Rick and Morty are called on to adventure by the Vindicators because their archenemy World Ender is back. And Morty is so eager to work with the Vindicators again, but of course Rick is not because he thinks all the Vindicators are bullshit and they're not unique whatsoever. And the night before the Vindicators actually went to go fight World Ender, Rick got super drunk and went to the planet that World Ender's on, killed him, and then created this whole Saw elaborate trap for them. They even call it Saw directly in the episode. Okay, also probably should mention who all the Vindicators are and stuff. You've got their leader, Vance Maximus, a renegade Star Soldier, Supernova, Alan Rails, a million ants, and Crocubot. Now, like I said, they all die in the episode because Rick hates them and saw them all during his drunk phase. So in the episode, they each get specific traps. They're not specific to each one of them, but they all get killed basically in each trap. So for Vance, the trap he got killed in was the first one, where basically Rick set this trap where they have to now okay, no, what am I saying? He puts pictures of each Vindicator on a board with labels underneath them all, and they have to organize all of them to each specific Vindicator, like stuff like tragic backstory, only use their power responsibly, or just doesn't work well with others, stuff like that. Organize them all, you get out there alive and stuff. Vance couldn't handle a tight space, and then he tries flying out because he gets some air and gets killed. Brutally. Very, very brutally. So brutal, it couldn't even be shown on the cartoon episode. This is Adult Swim. They don't hold back. What happened to that torso? Then the next trap, Crocubot gets killed because Rick asks and questions about a very dark and sad and place, stuff like that. Dark and tragic war-based, no, not like that. I don't know. He said something about dark and tragic war. No, he didn't. Listen, I literally watched the episode a couple minutes ago to get refreshed on it, and I literally forget this one bit. So I'll put it in the part of the video right now because I'll put it right here because I forget what he exactly said.
The Vindicators say their job is to fight evil wherever it hides, but they don't pick the location you'll never hear them even mention, because to fight darkness is to fight yourself.
In the process, Crocubot picks the wrong thing and gets crushed to death. And then Morty picks the right thing, which is Israel.
It's just something Rick starts talking about when he's blackout drunk.
What? In what way? Like, what's my point?
In a way that has no point? You just babble about defense budgets in the United Nations and then you pass out.
Dark joke there. The next trap involves just them getting 5 3-pointers, and no one dies by the actual trap because Rick and Morty disarmed the nuclear bomb that's there and they kill them. But then, Alan rails Supernova and then Million Ants get into an argument because Million Ants and Supernova banged on a planet they were stranded on a while ago. And Alan rails and Supernova were married, so that's not good. And then Alan rails and Supernova, no, not Alan rails. Okay, they all get into a fight, but Alan rails and Million Ants get into an actual fight, and Million Ants then goes inside him and expands and explodes him on the inside, and he dies. Tragic. The final trap, basically, no one dies in this one. Well, not until after it, but still. In the final trap, basically, have the drunk Rick, who's, like, of course, he actually recorded all these video messages before he did all this. Well, when he did this, you get what I mean. In his video message, he said the Vindicators must put the thing they value most on the pedestal or center of the room, and Rick values nothing with the Vindicators, so it's just nothing. He just wants, as Morty predicts, drunk Rick wants them all to suffer and die there and stuff like that. But Rick figures, put Morty on the pedestal, because maybe in his drunk status he just started doing random shit and decided to put Morty there instead because for reasons. And they're right, but then Morty gets taken out to this little short ride where Rick, as drunk, saying goodbye because he valued him as a good friend, thinks he's going to go off to the Vindicators and never see him again, and always trusted him well, but then turns out to be not about Morty, but about the character Noob Noob. We'll come back to him in a second, because you probably have no idea who the hell Noob Noob is. And then they get out of the trap as the trap elevates them out of the trap area. Supernova decides to kill both Rick and Morty. Million Ants tries to tell her to don't do it and tell her about all the good time they spent together, how he loves her. But then Supernova kind of goes crazy and decides you can't leave either. Grabs the Queen Ant, Million Ants, and kills her, killing him. But then they get out of the trap finally, and there's a whole concert that Rick organizes drunk with Logic performing, and then Supernova gets away into the crowd to never be seen again. Or maybe, I don't know, none of the supervillains that they fight don't usually return, so I don't know. And Summer and Beth show up near the end of the episode, also at the party somehow, we don't know how they got there and stuff. And then Logic, the song he's singing is actually about how the Vindicators are shit and how they're not heroes, probably at Rick's request. And he also makes mention to Noob Noob, him again saying how he's the best, which I guess drunk Rick also asked him to do. But of course, Rick has no idea who Noob Noob is because he was drunk, even though he talked to Noob Noob very briefly early in the episode. So, maybe he's lying, I have no idea. But also, Logic, during the performance, hits a dab twice. There you go, Logic. Hit that dab. And also a nice little appearance by Gearhead again. And Gearhead, who first appeared back in Season 2, Episode 2, and where basically Rick and Morty hide out on his planet in his garage, hiding out this alien that Morty saved and who the government and police are after, stuff like that. And he seems to be in very healthy condition, considering the last time we saw him, Rick ripped off his gear balls and shoved them in his mouth. You doing okay, I guess, Gearhead? You got those balls out of your mouth. Jesus Christ, this is bad. And of course, the after credit scene is, of course, Gearhead again on his planet, and he took Morty's Vindicator jacket because he didn't want it, and basically shows him on his planet picking up girls because he's a Vindicator or pretending to be one. Then when the world gets invaded, he bails out quickly because he's not an actual Vindicator, and then falls apart. Like, just crumbles and falls apart at the end of the episode, so yeah. And that was the episode. Now, personally for me, I didn't like this episode as much as the last 3 episodes, because the first episode of the show was absolutely great. The Mad Max episode was also really great, and Pickle Rick was absolutely awesome. This episode was also good. Right? It was really good. I didn't really feel like that enthusiastic about. And like, it's not like one of those episodes where I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta watch it again and again later on when I get the DVD or something like that, or online somewhere. So it's not like one of those episodes where I'm like, need to watch it again. It's not like one of my personal favorites, but it is a good episode, I will say. I do like how the episode does parody the Guardians of the Galaxy and superheroes overall, and also Saw a little bit as well. And also, I guess, just like I said, in general, they kind of parody superheroes because this is the third Vindicators one they're doing, and Rick and Morty thought they only did one, but apparently they did a second one without them knowing. That could be a joke, I guess, about how so many super movies come out under a year or so, when you kind of forget which ones come out when, or if one came out already. I guess that's a joke they're kind of making. The Vindicators logo also kind of looks like the Avengers logo. Like, it basically looks like an upside down A, just about that little cross in between. It even has a little bit of a longer stem, or no, like, you know what I mean? You know, like the Avengers A logo, where it like has one side a bit longer. That's what kind of the V looks like. It's one side's longer, so it kind of looks like the Avengers logo, just upside down, a V about that line, so that's what I'm trying to say. The Vindicators themselves were all voiced by some guest star actors. Now, Millie and Ants and Crocky Bob are the ones who were not voiced by guest star actors, but I guess you can call them guest star actors, but they voiced characters for on the show. Millie and Ants was voiced by Tom Kenny, of course, the voice of SpongeBob. Crocky Bob was voiced by Maurice LaMarche, if I'm pronouncing that right. He voiced his Morbo on Futurama and the Brain on Pinky and the Brain. But then the actual guest stars in the episode. Vance Maximus was voiced by Christian Slater. I don't really know him from anything personally, but on his IMDb, the first three things that are listed are... I can't see what they say. Let me check, sorry. The first three things that are listed are Interview with the Vampire Chronicles, True Romance, and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So maybe some of you guys might know what that stuff is, because I don't know what that stuff is. Jillian Jacobs, who played Supernova, played Britta Perry on Community. Of course, Dan Harmon was one of the producers or writers on Community, so it's a nice little reference having her come back. It's actually the second time this season now we've had a Community actor in the show. Of course, in episode 2, we had Joel McHale in that episode. And finally, Alan Rails, who was voiced by Lance Riddick, who had roles in TV shows like Fringe. He played Philip Broyles, that's what it says on IMDb. And he was in both John Wick films, and of course also voiced Commander Zavala in Destiny. Oh, and Noob Noob, almost forgot about Noob Noob. Basically the underdog of this episode, he was the coolest character, and everyone loves little Noob Noob. That sounded super weird and disgusting. But yeah, Noob Noob was awesome. We never saw him again until after they went on the mission, because he stayed behind to clean up Rick's diarrhea from his drunk time. So yeah, and that's the episode. Sorry if I don't sound exactly that enthusiastic, because like I said, I didn't like this episode as much as the last two episodes. I did like it, but like I said, I didn't really like it that much, so it's not really personally that, I'm not really that enthusiastic about how I'm talking about it, really. So overall, I guess I would probably give it, I'm not going to give it anything really low. I don't want to say like 8 out of 10, but that's not exactly right at being an 8. So I guess I would say maybe 7.9 or 8.1 out of 10. Let's just go for 7.9. So 7.9 on Noob Noobs out of 10. That's my ranking for this episode and stuff like that. So yes, and yeah, lots of train of thought there. But thank you all for watching. I hope you stay tuned for my next Rick and Morty episode. Hopefully I'm a bit more excited about reviewing that episode. Oh, I'll have a pop here. I literally have to burp again. Shit. This is twice in a row I've tried to burp on an episode. Again, not on purpose this one. Crap. Hopefully I will be a bit more enthusiastic about the next episode, because the next episode involves Jerry. So, yes. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more Rick and Morty reviews soon. Come here right soon. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
A little extra snippy this morning, aren't you?
Just focus on the mission, all right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're right. Oh, real serious. Gotta take it real serious, huh?
Son of a steam engine. They're all dead.
Why would World Ender do this to his own men and several women?
Well, he is the World Ender. Guy ends worlds. Kind of his thing.
Ooh, real scared. Real fucking on alert. High alert over here.